everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Lanese, and I blend spirituality with motivation so that you can get the best benefit out of it. Today's video is on why not beating yourself up will make you a more confident and more charismatic person. Let's get started. The first thing I wanted to start off with is it makes sense if you want to beat yourself up after you make a mistake. It's a natural reaction that's woven into our society. So you're not wrong for having done it. We've all done it. I've done it. It's a natural response to our environment. And you see this echo in nature even. You see like mothers hard on their children. And it's a natural reaction to be like, oh, point out the mistake, you did something wrong, right? However, this society can make us think that we have to continue to beat each other up, to beat ourselves up. And that's not the case, because if you're ever looking at somebody who's a 1% person, someone who's powerful, and you're like, how did they get there? Well, a part of how they got there is they don't beat themselves up. They literally are kind to themselves. You have to be your number one fan. You have to be the one who's there for you, cheering you on when you make the worst mistake of your life. You have to be the one that supports you. You have to have a pillar of self-esteem that comes up from the ground. Think of a table and think of us relying on people as legs to this table. And we usually rely on other people for support. And what happens is if that person leaves our life, the table tilts. So when you have a pillar of self-love and kindness for yourself, even when you make mistakes, I think a lot of people think like self-love, self-care are things that happen only when things are going good. No, when you make a mistake, you have to be there for you. Your higher self and your lower self have to be able to get along, which is definitely a concept we can dive more into if you request it in the comments below. But they say that successful people, and I've tried this out for myself, and I implore you to also try it out, because I'm not over here just trying to advocate for things. I want you to apply them so that they can give you value. So successful people will allow themselves to have 5 minutes to really harp down on, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? Really kind of punish yourself for that. But after 5 minutes, they say that it is self-torture. After 5 minutes, you've done all you needed to do. You've scolded yourself enough, and you don't need to continuously beat yourself up. After that 5-minute timeout, that 5-minute, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have done that, then what you should do is give yourself a hug. Give yourself love. Send yourself positive energy. Send yourself support and forgiveness. Learn from whatever you did wrong. Don't keep continuing the same cycle. This isn't like, oh, allow yourself to feel that moment for 5 minutes and then go back to doing the same habit. No, because then you're going to keep continuing a cycle. You have to learn from your failure. Failure is a teacher. It is here to teach you things. So during that 5 minutes when you're like, wow, what did I do wrong? Get real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you're going to be your number one fan, you got to be accountable. And leaders are accountable. Be accountable. Why? Why was that something that happened? You know, if you read the book, Ego is the Enemy, they will say leaders even are accountable for things that they didn't even do wrong. And that might be like, huh? What do you mean? Like, I should take accountability for something I didn't even do? No, it means find your spot in it. Where did you mess up? Let's say something went wrong at work and it really wasn't your fault. Let's say you opened the store and you put something in the wrong spot, but it was another person's responsibility to get that thing. And they know they're supposed to. They could have searched around the store. They could have found it. It was left out in plain sight. Sure, it wasn't in the same spot. So ultimately, it was that other person's fault. However, you had a role. You had a role to play. So make sure you understand, be accountable for those 5 minutes. Be accountable, understand, okay, I had a role to play in that, but love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself support. Know that you will not do that the same way again. And by not beating yourself up, you won't make the same mistake. Because when you try to talk to yourself, it's a lot like trying to talk to a child. If you were to badger a child about a behavior, they're going to retaliate and rebel. Don't treat your brain like that. Tell yourself it was not okay to do that, but then be like, you know what? I understand you learned the lesson now. So when you implement this tactic, try it out for yourself. You will see the reflection in your life that being kind to yourself will make you a stronger leader. Because if you beat yourself up to the point where you like traumatize yourself low key, you're not going to want to do it again. We go away from things that make us feel a lot of pain and are hurtful. So if you're over here harping on yourself day in, day out, night and day, every single waking hour, then you're not going to want to continue to do that risky thing. Beating yourself up can have this effect where you never want to go towards something ever again. So when you're kind to yourself, when you're your number one fan, when you give yourself the love and support, when you're there, when you're like a comforting parent, if you studied the attachment styles, then you will tap into your confidence power. You will tap into your leadership power. And so if you like this video and gained anything from it, please give it a like so more people can find that kind of content. Subscribe to this channel if you like content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.